Hello and welcome to the marketplace. Just after update 63, invasion of the Illithids. Hope I pronounced that correctly. I wanted to start in here because, as you might know, I'm a sucker for eye candy and nice views. And take a look here at this fiery red sky we've got now. I don't pretend to know too much about the event. I think from what I've managed to glean, things popping up in different dungeons, enabling other quests to be unlocked on a per server basis. So I feel sorry for the poor souls on Wayfinder. But yeah, I do like the look of all this. I'm certainly not one for going around and hunting for these things randomly. That's not my thing at all. But I have noticed that during the event, they've replaced all the champions, the crowns, with psionic. Is it psionic thralls? And my goodness me, those things are tough. They really are pretty brutal. The damage reduction they have against my scimitars is quite something. And as such, I struggle to dispatch them. I was just finishing Shan off. We did the cogs and we did yeah, look at that, another nice little view here. We did the cogs and the Shan proper, picked up the sagas for that. Oh, look at it, looks like the sky's on fire. So we're going to sit here for a moment and do the waffle, I think. I forgot to mention the Reaper enhancements, so there we go. I will probably rejig those when we reach 21, so we can have the fourth core in this tree and that tree. So we'll have the +1 on all saves and 100 hit points, and then the 2 to attack and damage. That sounds like a plan. Enhancements actual. The plan is not to put as many in here as we have currently. I took the 5th core in Tempest. Looks tasty, doesn't it? 5 double strike, 10 offhand strike chance. So that coupled with, if I can just bring it up. Greater 2 weapon fighting. So we've got already an 80% offhand attack chance. So that's now 90 with that. And does that increase here as well? No. But I bet perfect double strike would put us to 100 or more. So, yes, that core, and then we've soldiered on in here. We'd already got the 4th core for the crit threat range, a bit more dex, this nice 1 killer for a morale bonus to double strike. All good stuff. As I mentioned, I'll cut back my expenditure in here to something like 24, which will hopefully enable us to, on arrival in Epic, to get the No Step Missed trans ability for something like 17 to damage, which will be nice. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Yes, the problems of melee are brought back to me throughout this life. The dinosaurs in the Isle of Dread, the jumping bullywugs in the same, the poisoners in Shan that tend to flit about quite a bit. anytime things are moving around, and I suppose you could include, although I haven't grouped this life, you could include fellow party members dragging things all over the place. It does remind me of the plight of the poor melee in that respect. Having played for most of my time in the game casters and ranged, and you know the thing is to kind of run away from things and not be hit, and then you've got the poor melee chasing an end boss just to try and get a few licks in as the boss is chasing you. I do feel sorry for them, having experienced the pains of having things jumping about and not being able to get to some things, and yeah. So that's a point that's been brought home. Our adamantine weapons, the Shan, what do they call it? Sirenian forged weaponry, really, really good in the Shan quests. Golems, security, drones, those dogs, all that kind of stuff. Orange numbers all across the board, never anything yellow. In fact, the only yellow thing I'm really seeing consistently is against those psionic things from the Illithid event, which is unfortunate, as just about, well, every crown now, I think, is a psionic. And they seem to be very resistant to crits, which is a huge problem for us, because our build is highly dependent on that. And resistant as well to our base damage. I keep getting yellow numbers. So not great at all on that score, and I would argue the change in those things is sufficient, at least for my build, that I'm having trouble completing on the difficulty I was at before, which was Reaper 1. What else have we got here? Oh yes, talking of Shan, another nice aspect to this exposing strike, when you use it on those guns, those mage fire cannons, they turn away from you, so they're no longer shooting you, and even after the 4 seconds duration has expired, they still don't turn back, so it's a great way to completely neutralize those things. I was more than happy to discover that. I think that's probably it for the waffle. I mentioned these psionic things already. Now my plan for this one, as well as to show you this spectacular scenery, was to go back into the part 2 of the Lords of Dust, the, what's it called, Servants of the Overlord, in which we got hammered in the boss fight. You might recall me relating a level or 2 back. No, I'm not confident at all of completing this, because the hammering was before the changes to the crowns. So doing this on Reaper is a big risk, especially the end. I guess one or both of those bosses could be psionic, and any Hezru boss that is a psionic in here, that's going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with, because they're bad enough as is. So my gut feeling is the opponents are going to have too much for us here. But I wanted to go back in and try. Feat for level 18, as discussed previously, I took Quicken for our heals. That's going to be more for renewal, which is coming in Epic, than these two. Although it will be nice to have, you know, in combat. It will mean we're going to be quite thirsty on the mana front, so possibly I should consider switching that off for just for now, I think. I think you'll probably see illustrated here the point I've been trying to make, namely that things as they stand at the moment on Reaper 1, they go okay until you... yeah, let's take the quicken off. I think we're not going to have enough mana otherwise. They go okay, the things, until you run into one of those crowns, those psionic things. If you run into 2 or more together, I think somebody said yesterday that they kind of feed off each other. And the other thing they do is the longer they are left up without being touched, the worse it gets. So you need to, a bit like the Fear Reaper, try to eliminate them ASAP. Let's get in there with the old circle whirlwind attack. See there, we hit at least 3 with the bluff exposing strike. Now this, oh god, this. What do I do here? I really don't want to go into the middle of all that. I think, oh maybe I'll have to. I'll hit more with my whirlwind, but they're gonna hammer us, aren't they? Tell you what we'll do, we'll use the Hood of Unrest. Throw in all the big things we've got. Okay, well that went a lot better than expected. I didn't have a chance to see if there was a psionic in there. I suspect not, because they would tend to last longer than the others. There's a famine up there at the top. I don't like the look of that. Do I just go and close with that immediately? Maybe I should. Can't see what the heck I'm doing, but we seem to be doing okay. I think we've been extremely lucky with the crown situation. I'm not even sure we've had one yet. Okay.
The only way forward is down into Kyber's depths.
Now Shrine, it's a use it or lose it, isn't it? Let's use it. I want to use to a maximum possible these boosts. Reaper double strike and haste boost together makes quite a mess of the opponents. If we don't have it in those big crowds, it's quite a problem, especially if a psionic is included. If you've played against them yourselves, I'm sure you would agree that 2 or 3 of those can really make a mess of your day in a hurry. I'm not sure I mentioned before, I did actually make it to the end in the previous attempt. And what did I die against? Oh no, sorry, I didn't quite make it to the very end. I got to the final room and the boss Hezro killed me in there, a crown Hezro, not the actual end boss.
This magic barrier is different. It is flanked by a chasm filled with
Oh,
jagged
what
rocks
have
and
you done
sharpened
there?
stakes.
I've gone
Lies under a
completely the
narrow
wrong way. I
path.
just want to get out of here.
One wrong step.
Can we get out?
Deadly.
What the hell? I don't want anything to do with this. I think it's some kind of an optional and I fell down completely by accident. No, 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 get me out. We're going to have enough trouble. Oh my god. I can't see which way is out. I'm going to have enough trouble just surviving without messing about with this. I've never actually been down there before. Right, so it was through here, wasn't it? Yeah. No idea why I went that way.
Flickering torchlight illuminates a curiously
Okay, let's get some fire
well-worn
cold on. I wish they would group up these things. They're not gonna do so, are they, for us? Still, that was pretty good.
The passageway.
I'm still not sure we've seen one. Oh, we're going to see one here, aren't we? These are bound to be crowns, aren't they? What difficulty have I put? I've recently moved the XP bar because it keeps popping up annoyingly when I don't want it to. Yeah, we're on Reaper 1. I'm not seeing any crowns. I'm not complaining, but these things are bad enough without being crowned. I can't believe we haven't seen one of those psionic things yet. I would actually happily settle for completing the whole quest without seeing one, but I'll be gobsmacked if that's the case. Because in previous plays, quests up to this point, even on Elite, I've seen plenty. So, yeah, no idea why we haven't seen one yet. Oh, there we go, there we go. Hit all the boosts. They cannot be underestimated, those things. A Hezru crown anyway, a normal Hezru crown would be horrible, but that thing... Oof. Okay. Now I'm pretty sure there is at least one more shrine before the end, if not two, so let's keep going with the boost. Been a funny old run this, hardly seen a psionic. I don't think we've had a soul either. Tend to try and use the other enemies as a shield to protect me from the Reaper. I think that was a copious amount of lag. Right. I think we've got things down there, haven't we? Yep, thought so. Okay, this looks like a place to boost, doesn't it? Oh, he's a psionic. Look how long it's taking me to chip him down. He was almost dead, and I just couldn't get rid of him. And look what he's done to our health as well. I think we're going to wait here. I'm going to waste the remainder of the boost, but I'd rather go in on full health to the next bit. Oh, that looks like a boost if ever I needed one. My word, look how many there are here. There's 3 here. Oh, this is a disaster. They're all crowns and they're all going to be helping each other. Yeah, as I understand it, when there's more than one, they can feed off each other or something. Is that how it works? Nasty little buggers. quite pleased to just to get through that, because I think it's very evident that we're not going to be doing much of any
Heat
kind of
grows more
healing in
oppressive
combat
as the path
with the
drops
Reaper
deeper
nerf.
into the heart of Kyber.
Is that... no. That's not a shrine, is it? Have we got a shrine there? Or have I just wandered past? I think I might have wandered past and missed a shrine. Oh, that could be a really bad mistake if that's the case. Oh my god, that's another really bad mistake. Oh blimey, what have I done here? What have I done? For some reason I thought there was a shrine here. I could just pretend I was going for the Hellhound extermination bonus which popped up, but I'm afraid not. Or to demonstrate our AoE prowess. Again, not the case. See, we're almost dead. Oh my god! I think we might actually die here if we're not careful.
Flamefang is banished in a burst of heat and fire, snarling in anger.
My god, all that for our chest. Okay, never a dull moment. But again, it says there's a shrine there. Oh, there is, okay. So I didn't need to suffer like that, but at least we got a shrine. Let's get the healing done before we rest. Silly mistakes aside, I think that section with the 3 crowns has illustrated how nasty those psionic things can be. To the extent I would far rather see a Reaper than a crown now. My first goal was just to make it to the end. If we can do that, I'll be reasonably pleased. But let's face it, knowing me a little, you're going to know as well that anything less than quest completion is going to be a little bit of a sour taste. Oh yes, made a good job against him. I guess with him being on his own, he wasn't quite so strong.
Drow magic barrier bars entry.
Oh, that's where the other shrine was, down a level, okay. It's a bit confusing map-wise, isn't it? Right, so we've got plenty of mana for heals, although in combat it's going to be rough. We do have boosts. I'm going to save the boosts for when those things pop up, or if we get a nasty Hezro or something like that. I think that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, boost for the psionic things or nasty opponents. Sorry spiders, you didn't qualify. I think what it has done, the psionic crowns, it's kind of introduced another element of variability into the quests, because now you have a Reaper and these psionic things that can really wreck your day. Trying to top up in between rounds. What's with the frog? I guess that's from our Colours of the Queen. Let's try and get a nice spring attack there. We should have damaged everything going through there. I don't know if it worked that way, but that was my hope. That's a psionic there. Oh. See how badly they hurt. Against the rank and file stuff, we're not doing too bad, are we? But the psionics, as soon as they pop up, there's another one in there, look, and a Reaper. Oh, happy days, people, happy days. Try and sort of skirt around the edges here if we can. Oh, we're getting hammered here, aren't we? Hammered. And it's a Hezro again that's doing it, among other things. Can I sort of lurk in this corner, get the max amount of heals before they come at me again? Dog's just sneaking out from underneath my desk. She's not been so well this week, the poor bugger, being sick everywhere. Right, let's focus on this psionic thing here. Nice, nicely done. I think this is the end, isn't it? Let's trigger the hood. And let's go straight for the caster first. Oh, you see, this is the kind of thing I'm on about. Moving around is a problem for us. They're not scions though, are they? Which gives us a chance. Oh yes, yes. You're probably thinking, what the hell's he on about now? Now we did that reasonably handily, but I'm not joking. I partly due to the fact I wanted to listen out for the dog being poorly, I had no sound running, so I did a lot of Shan on Elite, but part of that was down to the fact I did notice a definite spike in the difficulty when these scions were introduced, particularly in the what's it called, smash and burn quest that everybody hates anyway in the cogs. There's a whole load of stuff there in the distance that is active immediately, so I'm guessing those psionic things are gathering strength, you know, as soon as you reveal them at like extreme distance, and there's not a lot you can do about that. I just took it really steady in that one, and did my best to not to expose myself to too many opponents, you know, at any one time, and that eventually I got through, but it was a good 20 minutes plus in there. Not easy at all. I'm more than happy with that. We can consider ourselves vindicated in going back in here, and our former selves of a couple of levels ago avenged, so that's pretty good. What can we do now from 18? I've done the Shan, as I mentioned. I think we might go back to Shan and do the Morgrave Hidden Hand, or most of it, and after that perhaps Wayloon. I think I didn't do that last time around, so I might give that a go this time, see how we go on, and if there's anything left we could have a go at some of the ones in the Shan docks to maybe push on towards the cap. Right, I'm still more than happy with how things are going. No changes at all, as mentioned, in the equipment, gear, anything, until we reach the 20. But we seem to be holding up pretty well, so I'm more than pleased about that. Thank you very much as always for looking, and we will speak to you in the next one. Take care.